Between now and Selection Sunday on March 13th, there are still tons of regular season college basketball action to go. Plus, all of the conference tournaments and WagerTalk and Sports Memo are announcing their March Madness Bonanza special, which includes the rest of college basketball regular season, conference tournaments, NCAA tournament through the national championship, and any plays released in the NIT or CBI tournaments. Sign up for this promotion now at your favorite handicappers homepage and get the rest of the college basketball season through the national championship on Monday, April 4th for just $177. That's under $5 a day for one of the best betting experience in sports. Act fast as the March Madness Bonanza special is only available for a limited time.
Hey guys, welcome in, and a very happy Friday to you here. Final week of February. I'm still wrapping my head around that, as we've got a ton going on in the sports world, and namely the NBA, the association, with 9 games here tonight heading into this weekend, and maybe, just maybe, our first glimpse at a couple of players who have decided to change uniforms here. So we'll break down some of these games for you, and you will do it with the Friday crew here. One of the best. Look at this. We got Andy Lang back in the top spot. Tony Mejia hanging out. And there he is, Steve Merrill, 2 R's, 1 L, ready to go here for this NBA card here tonight. And Andy, a lot of different ways to go with the props here tonight. What do you got ready to go on this Friday at WagerTalk?
Well, when you're coming out of the All-Star break, I equate it to getting in a pool. It's like, do you dip your toes or do you just, cannonball in? Do you go all in?
Ooh.
So we had 8 props up last night, went 5 and 3 for 4 units profit. So really, really happy. Had a good read on the games. And there was a play that I've been looking at for the last few days, and the numbers came out this morning. I loved it. So it's a 5% play. It's up on wagertalk.com. Absolutely love the spot. It's just beautiful. Everything has fit right into place for that. And all of our props are going to be attached to that play. It's a great, great night for NBA. A lot of really good spots. So really excited. We got NBA back.
All right. NBA is back, 5% ready to rock. How about you, Tony Mejia? What do you got locked and loaded for us tonight?
I've got a college package up, as we detailed on the college show. And now I have an NBA package up. And I did not find a 5% play to keep the momentum going after hitting my 5 last night. There will be one tomorrow, and there will be one on Sunday. And spoiler alert, I think I will have one on $9 Monday. So lots of 5% coming. The college hoops being a card being so packed will definitely aid in having some discretion with that. And I like what's going on here in the NBA. It's the sprint time, where all the nonsense gets knocked off to the wayside, and all these teams get in gear because they know what's coming over the next 6 weeks. We'll see upsets, sure, but especially this season with guys changing teams and guys coming back from injuries on the fly, it'll be interesting to see how things shake out in a wide open NBA playoff picture. So looking forward to tonight, big card, and obviously the weekend.
All right. Love it. And Steve Merrill, what is going on, Merrill, as big card here tonight in the association? It's Friday. I know you got a whole bunch of stuff going on at WagerTalk. What's up?
Yeah, looking forward to a big weekend in college hoops. Friday is always a light card in college hoops. On a 5-1 college run the last 3 nights, 18-9 the past couple of weeks. We will have a ton of college basketball tomorrow on Saturday, as always. Don't forget my top 25 college basketball preview video, the 4 biggest games for Saturday, free for you later tonight, right here on WagerTalk TV as we head into Saturday. So check that out for college hoops. But we're talking NBA tonight here on the show, and I am getting back on board. The NBA took last night off, wanted to see how everything, but he came out of the All-Star break. But I do have a strong best bets night in the NBA, and it's backed by a perfect 15-0 ATS situation. Our play against team is 0-15 ATS the last 15 games in this spot. So we have a nice angle. You get that in the write-up. It's available right now, Steve Merrill, wagertalk.com.
All right, I love it. Play against, play with. We got a whole lot going on. So let's start here, guys, with our contrarian play of the day. And a couple of different games here on the board tonight that were clearly favored by the public, but maybe none better than the Miami Heat getting all the love. Why? Well, it's the Knicks. What the hell you think it is? It's the New York Knicks +6. That'll qualify as our contrarian play of the day here. 4.5 as an open. Didn't take long to get 6. Money's still coming in here, Andy. So what do you think with this Knicks Heat matchup here tonight? Are the contrarian gods onto something?
I love that I pulled out the last my Microsoft Word document the last time I was on this show. Sure enough, the Knicks were involved in the contrarian play of the day. It's just the scariest words in sports. Knicks and the points. So this this line just reeks. It doesn't make any sense to me. The Heat are healthy. They're better. Julius Randle, as much as I'll get in a second, as much as I like watching Julius Randle play, and I enjoy it because it looks like he's playing in a completely different game. Like there's a game going around him and he's just on his own little island shooting the ball as many times as he possibly can. I will not test the contrarian gods. I'm going to go with him just because I would have put this line a little bit higher, but sometimes when something seems too good to be true, it usually is. So I'm going to be with the contrarian gods. Speaking of Julius Randle, go over a couple props. I can't get away from this points, rebounds, and assists with him. He's just a stat machine. Gone over this total, 8 straight games going to the break. Scored 28 or more in 7 straight. Now, no Kemba. I don't know if that has anything. I don't know if that affects his scoring, but it's one less option. And he shot the ball 20 times or more in 7 straight. He's just doing a lot of rebounding, and he's been flying over his points, rebounds, and assist total. So I got to go with Randle. And then I talked about this one earlier today. Take a look at Kyle Lowry, under 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's gone under since he came back from his 2-week break. And 7 games, he's only gone over twice in those 7 games. One was a double overtime game. There's just not enough stats to go around on this team. Butler's getting his. Bam is getting his. You see guys like Hero and Robinson when they get going from 3-point land. It's just not enough. And Kyle Lowry's been going under. I don't think the books have adjusted. So take a look at Kyle Lowry's under PRA tonight.
All right, Kyle Lowry it is. What do you think, Tony Mahia? I mean, listen, shocked it's not double digits, but it might still get there before it's all said and done. What do you think here about the Knicks' chances of holding serve?
Well, it'll get close to double digits if R.J. Barrett is ruled out. Still questionable. He's averaged 22.7 points, nearly 6 rebounds, and over 3 assists in 20 games since the new year began. So he's one of those guys that has really taken a step forward, which is why it's so strange that the Knicks have regressed as they have after really enthusing the New York City area with hopefully what was expected to be a playoff contender this season, and it's not going to be in the cards for them. Julius Randle has turned it up over the last few weeks, but again, the team's not playing well as a cohesive unit. Tonight, Nerlens Noel is out. Kemba Walker not even with the team. He's been told to stay away, basically. And Derrick Rose won't play, even though he'll be in the mix soon, and probably not soon enough for Tom Thibodeau. So it's heat or pass for me. They'll get Victor Oladipo back, and we'll get to see him in a defensive-minded lineup. But a lot of pieces because the Miami was in shambles in terms of personnel over the last few weeks before the All-Star break, with Tyler Hero in and out of the lineup, Kyle Lowry doing the same thing. Now they've got their entire arsenal in place, and as you know, Spo don't play around late in the season. He'll have these guys sharpening their claws. So it's a very good spot for Miami as they open up the unofficial second half of the season at Madison Square Garden.
Listen, it's kind of a no-brainer. They've owned the Knicks here, this Miami Heat team. They've owned Julius Randle, mostly because they don't allow anything to happen near the rim. And yet this line's still very strange to me, Steve, and apparently strange to the contrarian gods. 4.5 it opened, mind you. What do you think we're going to get here tonight?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, 6 might look short, but like you said, Joe, it opened as low as 4.5. So yeah, one way
Woof.
action here. Look, I mean, I could always make a side for and against teams in most pro NFL and NBA games because these are all, all-star athletes. The only way I could really make a case for the Knicks is, first of all, Miami is very public. It's very one-sided. As you know, my fade the public mindset that gets me intrigued. Also, I do think the extended week plus off, we see this in the NFL. Teams that are struggling to buy help. Some teams that are hot to buy sometimes works against them. So obviously, the All-Star break came at the perfect time for the New York Knicks. So you have the contrarian angle and that. So I would lean Knicks just for those reasons. I'm not playing this game tonight. But if you really look at the matchup, it's hard to make a case for New York. They shot 43% or worse in 7 of their past 8 games. They went 1-7 straight up in ATS. So maybe a look at the under 212 in this game also. I do think New York probably plays a little bit better offensively, though, out of the break. So I'll lean New York just because it's contrarian, but really hard to make a case for them otherwise.
Yeah, no, it is. But that number stinks. But that's the way we're looking with the contrarian gods tonight. +6 with the New York. And by the way, I don't think you have to rush to get it. It's probably going to get to 6.5 before it dips. So, I don't think you got to rush and get back to Knicks here because the points are still coming. All right, guys, let's take a look here at one of our featured matchups tonight. We'll head out west to LA, where the Lakers and the Clippers are going to do battle. Staples Center there. Lakers opened up as a small favorite in this one. The money line, the total was 223.5. That has come down. I'm seeing 221.5. I'm also seeing the Lakers, not a shock, get a lot of money here. So 3.5 is this number now. Talk to me, Andy Lang. Who are you looking at from a prop betting perspective in this one?
Love that LeBron is listed as a game time decision. Go play a bunch in the All-Star game, and then what? You're not going to play in the first game back. That means something. So honestly, I'm going to wait and see if I'm going to wait until LeBron is ruled in, as he was in the morning shoot around. So he's probably going to play, and then I'm just going to take his points over. Last night they had it 30.5. I'm just going to take it. There's nobody on this Clippers team that can. That can guard him. He's rested. He should be fresh. And without Anthony Davis, I think we're just going to see a lot more of what we saw in that stretch where, he was putting up 35 a night. So I'm going to wait until that comes out and then play that one. And then I think one you also could look at when there's no Anthony Davis, look at the opposing team center on rebounds. So I'll play Zubac over 8.5 rebounds. He went for 10 or more rebounds in 3 out of 4 games before the break. No AD, could be a soft spot in the middle where Zubac exploits the weakness of the inside. So, but I'm waiting for LeBron, and then I'll play Zubac on the rebounds.
All right, looking at Zubac on the rebounds here. How about you, Tony Mejia? Where are you looking here in this game? Is it all LeBron for you?
I mean, I don't know about that. I think obviously he's going to play, but to answer your question, no, it's not all LeBron for me. I want to see what Russell Westbrook does. Because over the All-Star break, another little mini news story that everybody likes to kind of poke holes at the Lakers and poke fun at their plight is that LeBron really wanted the Russell Westbrook deal for multiple guys, John Wall, just to get him off the roster. So we'll see how Russ and his camp respond to that. In essence, he's given the Lakers what they should have expected from him because he's a non-shooter at this stage in his career, and he's still out there making plays. I think the turnovers are the one thing that he can kind of curb and work on. And if he doesn't, I think his leash will be short, and we'll see Frank Vogel go elsewhere for his personnel decisions. But this is a game that you'll still see Steve Ballmer clapping and doing his little dances, hoping for the best. But the Clippers are not equipped to win this game because Norman Powell, their big trade deadline acquisition, is out, and Paul George is still about a month away. Once they get those 2 pieces back, I think they'll be in line to make a run in the West and potentially be better than the Lakers, even though they're slightly ahead of them right now in the standings. As things stand today, I think the Lakers have a little more to prove in a big game coming out of the gate. So I would take the Lakers or pass.
All right, there we go. It's an interesting battle here at this point in the season, Steve Merrill. Which way are you leaning with these two LA teams?
Yeah, I think LeBron will play as well. And I noticed the total, actually, the line's gone from 1.5 to 3, but the total's actually dropped a couple points from 223.5 down to 221, 21.5. I thought maybe that's because LeBron was listed as questionable, go back. I was thinking maybe, some value with the over. But then you look at that earlier meeting when these teams played about a month ago. Lakers lost that game by a point, 111, 110. 3.5, and the total was 220. Went over by a single point, but the two teams combined to shoot almost 98% combined, 47, 52, 47. On average, you're looking at like 91, 92% expected. So they both shot well above average, and it only went over by a point. So it's actually kind of got me leaning under now in the rematch, and the fact that both teams have been off for a full week. I think the defenses are rested, and I think that'll show well. So I'd look at the under 221.5, 222 in this one.
All right, good stuff there, guys. Lakers taking on Clippers. Should be a fun one here tonight. I'm not sure this next game is going to be a lot of fun, but I think we're going to get some scoring. Let's take a look at our overtime matchup. We're going to feature the total. That's where we'll talk, because once you see it, you'll realize it's not really worth talking about anything else. Let's see it. There it is. The Houston Rockets taking on the Orlando Magic. And I know Steve Merrill is salivating here right now. Steve, let me ask you a question here. If you were a betting man, do the Orlando Magic score more points in the first quarter than your William and Mary team did the entire goddamn game yesterday? I'm just curious. Talk to me here. Over?
I knew where you were going with that. First of all, you were the one who was involved with William and Mary, not me. How would I dare go against a 1-15 straight up team laying 8 points? But yeah, for those that don't follow Colonial, William and Mary lost 62-28. I didn't check, but I honestly don't remember any team scoring 28 points in college basketball this year. I'm sure it happened in like a MEAC versus Gonzaga game in November, but I would venture to say probably no conference game has had a team score less than 30 this year. Seriously.
Yeah.
Except for the Tribe.
I think it was the lowest of the season.
Yeah,
absolutely. Right there.
Absolutely.
But, aim to be the best.
Yeah, I mean, all seriousness, though, they were 1 for 17 from 3, Joe. That's what you get for backing them.
That's correct.
So that's what happens if you don't shoot well. But the question for me, guys, is, does the extended All-Star break, like I just said in that Laker game, does it, help offense? Does it help defense? I mean, obviously the offenses are fresh. I think you can make an argument maybe they're a little off rhythm. They've been doing whatever they do during the week off. But the defense should have plenty of energy. So not afraid to play an under here. Obviously, Houston's just been god-awful defensively. I mean, really, really bad. They've given up over 51% shooting or more, I think, in 10 straight games before the break. I mean, just put that in perspective. Like, the average NBA team allows like maybe 44.5%, 45%, okay? Like, a bad night is when you give up 50. The Rockets did it for 10 straight games. As our producer Robert knows, they went 1-9 straight up in those games. They also went, I think, 8-1-1 to the over. So a little bit of contrarian call to the under here. Hard for me to back it up with any logic, but I think maybe after the All-Star break, the Rockets play a little better defensively tonight, maybe for one game at least.
All right, defense, Steve. I will say that William and Mary game closed at 7.5, so we weren't the only idiots betting it. Talk to me here, Mejia. What in the world do you do with it? You can't look at an under in this game, right? Or can you?
Well, I mean, shoot, if we're having a dunk contest, you absolutely blindly play the under, considering how many dunks Gerald Green and Cole Anthony missed. So yeah, you figure that guys, you got young guards and dunk participants and all of that. And yeah, it'll be a dud. Look, we've got an Orlando Magic team that's going to be favored by the most points it's been favored in any game this year, and this will be only their 4th time as a favorite. Houston slightly above that, believe it or not. So you wonder if a Rockets team that's pretty talented takes offense to that. We'll see. They gave up over 140 points to the Clippers last time we saw Houston on the floor. Let me wait and see if Robert's going to beat me out. No, good.
Nope.
Yeah.
Good.
Look, Kennard had shot 8 for 9 from 3. So if Terrence Ross gets hot, I think that the Magic can score in this game. We did see Jalen Suggs play a little better there right before the All-Star break. So he can pick up. Hopefully Cole Anthony also does the same. They're looking for Mo Bamba to make a move going forward. So yeah, this is a game where the Magic are a hell no team for me. I would only play the Magic here. not the Rockets, and I would not touch the total, even though the over is probably the play. But who trusts either of these teams to do anything?
Oh, you can't even trust them to get their shit defense, Andy. Like he can't even trust them to score enough points when nobody's blocking them. Unreal. So talk to me. What do you think about this game? Over or not for you?
I like a couple over props. I'm not taking unders. I'll start with Jalen Suggs. I love his points, rebounds, assist total, 24.5 or 25.5, depending on what book you're looking at. If you're playing the over, obviously shop around, find the best one. I really like the minutes that the Magic are giving him, 29 minutes or more in 11 out of the 14 games going into the All-Star break. One of the games he went under, he left after only playing 7 minutes. He's gone over this total 2 of his last 3 games going into the break, and the Rockets are terrible at guarding this position. They give up 34 points, rebounds, and assists to his position. I really like that he took 14 or more shots in the last 3 games before the break. So it's just a great matchup for him. He's on the uptrend in the player prop world, so I would play him tonight. And then I would also look at, he drives us all nuts as prop bettors, Christian Wood. So I was kind of studying Christian Wood, trying to find some trends, and here's a pretty obvious one. When they get blown out, which is a lot, he sits the fourth quarter, and he has a low minute total, and he goes under his points, rebounds, and assists. When the game is close and he plays over 30 minutes, he goes over. So his last 11 games that he played 30 minutes or more, he went over his total in 9 of those. So we got a fairly close line. It's high scoring. I don't expect a blowout from either side. So this is a really good spot for Christian Wood to play his 35, 36 minutes and fly over this total. The next game, when you get a spot when Houston looks to be a pretty big underdog, it's probably going to sit in the fourth quarter. You take his under. So that's where I'm going with this game.
All right, good stuff there, guys. Houston and the Orlando Magic. It's a high number, but I would anticipate we're going to get some points in that game. And in the meantime, the Dogs will be barking tonight with 9 games on the card here, Robert. Let's see it.
That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. And anybody got to say anything, you let me know. That's my dog.
All right, let's take a look here at, the Rockets. Shocker, they're the dog in that game. The OKC Thunder on the second of a back-to-back. We got the Hornets. We got the Wizards. The Knicks, we talked about. The Timberwolves find themselves in a dog spot, as do the Dallas Mavericks, the New Orleans Pelicans, and, of course, those L.A. Clippers. So, Merrill, kick us off here, man. Talk to us. Which one of these would you make your dog tonight?
I wanted to point out, first of all, that favorites last night went 5-2 ATS. We talked about how red hot they were the week before the All-Star break, right? Hitting just an incredible, 34-5 or 29-6 at one point. I don't know, I lost count, but thought maybe, hey, look, teams have both been off for a week. Maybe that helps the Dogs, but at least that wasn't the case last night on Thursday. The favorites going 5-2, but we did have a couple short dogs that won the game outright. So I'm going to look at a short dog tonight because I think there's a possibility for Minnesota to win the game outright. And one thing I like here is that, first of all, they were one of the 2 dogs that won outright last night against Memphis as a slight home dog. So they have a game under their belt. Meanwhile, Philly has not played for over a week. So I think it's a little bit of a scheduling edge, kind of like handicapping the preseason in the NFL, right? A lot of uncertainty out of the All-Star break here, but one angle that works well in the preseason in the NFL is that team that has a game under their belt. I think that favors Minnesota tonight. I think they're a live dog, plus the 2 to 2.5 Minnesota Timberwolves at home against the Sixers.
All right, T-Wolves, it is for Merrill. How about it, Mejia? Where are you going here tonight for a dog?
All right, well, slim pickings, especially since I went out on a limb and went with the Thunder plus the 10.5 against the Suns yesterday for clients and my WagerTalk today pick. And we were in the game the entire way, 5-point game, a few minutes to go, and they almost lose by 20. Not going to back Oklahoma City tonight, even though Shai Gilgeous-Alexander looks solid. I'm going to go to Charlotte, Toronto, where you're going to get points with the Hornets. Look, they haven't been playing well either, but the fact is that the Raptors on the road coming out of the All-Star break, they did beat Minnesota in Minnesota, which is tough because the Timberwolves have been a pretty good home team this year. But before that, they lost by 30 in New Orleans, and their 2 previous road games were at Oklahoma City and at Houston. So if Charlotte can play well tonight, there's a little game pressure that the Raptors really haven't seen of late. And hopefully you get a decent effort from LaMelo Ball. Bridges was really bad for a while just before the break and then started to get it together late. They played the Miami Heat really tough in a game that they should have won, couldn't put it away. So I think hopefully they have short memories and start making a run here to make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. So give me the Charlotte Hornets plus the point against Toronto.
All right, Charlotte and Toronto tonight. Should be a great matchup there. And Andy, come on, my man. We need some dogs here tonight. What are you looking at?
Love the Dallas Mavericks getting points here. I think this is a really good matchup for them. They're on a 19-6 straight up run going into the break, and Luka, it appears, feels liberated after Porzingis got traded. I think he's got finished right before the break with 3 games over 40 points. So what I like about this matchup is I like the way that Dallas plays defense on the perimeter. I think they can do a good job at not stopping, but at least limiting Donovan Mitchell. And they're 4-1 ATS, and Utah is 1-4 ATS. Their last 5. Utah's just not covering, and we've seen Utah struggle with smaller lineups, and that is something that Dallas can throw at them. Brunson is going to be a good matchup for them, and Doncic has just been in the zone. So getting this Mavericks team with +6, I would not be surprised if they win this game outright. Utah's not a team that I believe in just yet. I would like to see a little bit more consistency from them. Love the Mavericks. I think they win straight up.
All right, going with Dallas tonight as his dog. And now, of course, best bets. All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Andy, we are starting with you here, my man. Talk to us. What do we got for a best bet tonight? Where are you looking?
Little bit of an odd one, but I like the angle. It's a little bit more of a gut feeling, but do want to remind everybody I have a 5% play up on WagerTalk.com, and this weekend is looking great. We've got golf and we got NASCAR. First real bettable NASCAR race of the season. Recorded a video today. I am going to go for my best bet with the Suns -2.5 in the first quarter. I like that they played last night. I like that nobody except for Booker played over 31 minutes. And I like that the Pelicans did not play last night. They haven't played in over a week. I think we might get just a little bit of rust. The Suns are up to game speed. Pelicans, maybe not. Maybe they come out a little bit slow. And I've heard several people say, well, I like the Pelicans tonight. The Suns coming off of a back-to-back. Like, they just had a week off, and they're professional athletes. They're not tired. They're fine. They can do this. So I think the Suns come out strong. Give me them in the first quarter.
Are you sure about that? It's a different generation athlete now.
I am sure. I'm very sure about that. They're not
do this.
Tony Mejia needs a nap after watching 2 soccer matches in the morning. What's going on, Mejia? 60 seconds on the clock. Where are you going?
I need a nap right now, so maybe I'll work that in before the games tonight. Look, I'm doing numbers to do some promo stuff. I am up 94 units on spread plays this NBA season, #1 on the site. So maybe I should just stick to that and not do totals, but that wouldn't be as fun. Nor would it be as fun not to go with a player prop tonight, and it is to fade Anthony Edwards, who has been tremendous all season, but has really hit a wall. The Timberwolves color guy said something yesterday, like there must be something wrong with him because he sat the second half of the Rising Stars game, and then right before the break, he went 3 of 10 in an overtime win against Charlotte, 0 for 8 against the Raptors in a loss, and yesterday was 1 for 11 against the Memphis Grizzlies in a win. And he's doing other stuff. He locked down defensively, so maybe it's physical. I'm not sure, but we're going to go ahead and fade Anthony Edwards, getting 19.5 points. Ride the under tonight.
All right. Love it. There we go. And now, last but not least, Steve Merrill. Come on, my man. I know you're holding the best for last here. Where are you going tonight? 60 seconds. Get your number 2 pencil out, your abacus. Here comes the math. Go ahead, Merrill.
Yeah, Joe, this is a free play for everybody on the staff tonight. As you learned last night when you backed a 1-15 Northeastern team in conference play, never in doubt backing big home favorites, right? So in Tony Mejia's honor and going against our producer, Robert, I got everyone covered here. We're going to go with the Orlando Magic minus the 3.5, and I can back it up with some factual information. Orlando lost 4 before the break, a good-sized dog in most of those, but the game in which they were a 1-point dog, they won by 18 at Portland. Let's go back a month earlier. The last time they were a home favorite in late January, 3.5-point home favorite against Detroit. They won by 16. Rockets, the worst defensive team in the league. They've given up over 50% shooting in 10 straight games. Orlando, one of the worst offensive teams. But even Orlando can score against a bad defense. So I think it's a good matchup for the Magic. They won't overlook a winnable game at home. Orlando Magic minus the 3.5 tonight. Tony Mejia, make sure you leave at least 10 minutes before tips so you get in there on time with all that traffic. 7:10 Eastern start. Hey, strong NBA best bet tonight. Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com. 15-0 perfect situation. WagerTalk.com.
Wow. Boom. Love it, guys. Love it, love it, love it. All right, to recap one more time for you, Andy Lang. The dogs are barking with the Dallas Mavericks tonight. +6. His best bet, though, he's going to go give him the first cue here, babe, with the Suns. -2.5 in that matchup against New Orleans. While Tony Mejia, he's going to go Hornets. +2 for his dog against Toronto. His best bet, though, Anthony Edwards, under 19.5 points here tonight. Second of a back-to-back there. While Steve Merrill says the Wolves will be barking here, +2.5 against those Sixers. His best bet, though, Magic laying 3. I can't even believe I'm saying it. Magic 3.5. Robert, he's fading your Houston Rockets. Contrarian play of the day is going to be the Knicks. Oh, boy, is that disgusting. Knicks +6 taking on the Miami Heat. And Steve told you, Tony Mejia, and, of course, Andy Lang, he's got his 5% best bet locked and loaded tonight, ready to go. All you have to do, visit all 3 of these gentlemen at WagerTalk.com. If you head over there right now, the opportunity, guys, to make it a very profitable Friday. And, heck, 3-day, 7-day, those 30-day all-access passes, especially as we start getting ready for the craziness that is March Madness, right now available. Hop on board, partner up with Andy, Tony Mejia, and Steve Merrill, guys, and let's do this. Let's cash some tickets here tonight. Hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner. Come back and join us again on Monday. We get ready for another week of NBA. Until then, on behalf of Andy, Steve Merrill, Tony Mejia, guys, you rock. Best of luck tonight. Cash those tickets. We'll talk to you again on Monday. We'll see you then.
Deja vu? It may seem like it since we've made the same announcement 3 times in the last 3 months, with this being number 4, but we are lowering our prices again. First, our 30-day all-access went from $349 to $299. Next, the 7-day all-access pass went from $119 to just $99. And just a few weeks ago, despite our popular 3-day all-access pass, it went down to $59 from $69. Next up is the 90-day all-access pass, which is now officially dropped down to $749 from being $849, giving you 90 days of selections from your favorite handicapper for under $6 per week. Remember, purchased wager bucks can now be used the same as cash, including on our new lowered price, 3, 7, 30, and 90-day all-access packages, allowing you to save every day on every pick you buy.